I am Josh.
I am Banks.
Odd
Odd
places.
places. Going viral.
Going viral. Yep.
Josh, do you talk to yourself?
Sometimes it feels that way. Of course I do. Don't
Out
you?
loud? Out loud or
Yeah. When I need to emphasize something, I talk out loud to myself.
all right,
Sure.
so what was the last thing you said out loud to yourself?
I can't repeat it even on this podcast. It's way too profane. But yeah, I definitely, the more emphasis I want to put on something and the more excited I am, the more verbal I am about it.
So you live with your wife, and has she ever caught you talking to yourself?
Probably.
Right.
She's nice and she doesn't point it out always, but
So why do you talk to yourself?
uh, sometimes you got to remind yourself what's going on, I guess.
All right. So who are you talking to?
Definitely talking to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we've had
No, I
discussions.
talk to myself. I say, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, what the heck was that? Like, or, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So
I thought we all do this, by the way. I didn't think this was like a special thing. I thought everyone talked out loud to themselves. No?
I, I do not know. I talk. I mean, you and I are similar in this regard because I talk to myself out loud. I'm around myself more than anybody else that I'm around. Of course, I'm around myself my whole life. Actually, I will be around myself my whole life. However, what part of okay? So you talk to yourself. I get it. So when you talk to yourself, what are you saying? I mean, you're saying like, hey, what's going on? Are you talking down to yourself?
Not always. I'm kind of slapping myself a little bit if I do something stupid. Like, what's the matter with you? Or I'm actually instructing myself what to do. Like sometimes I just need to speak it out loud. Now put this here. Okay, all right. Now if we do this, all right, and then and then I'm kind of instructing myself because a thought in your head can easily get sidetracked. Whereas if you verbalize something, it doesn't. It makes it more real and it keeps me present. How about that? It keeps
Yeah.
me present to the task at hand.
Declaration. You declare something. So when you declare
Yeah.
it, you get it out into the world, correct? I mean, through vibrations, through audible, well, which is vibrations.
Let me give you an example. When I
Okay.
fly, when I pilot my plane,
Mm-hmm.
every instruction that I'm following, I say it out loud. There's nothing ever in my head because there's checklists, right? There's things you have to go through in your head
Yeah.
mentally to make sure that you're ready for landing, you're ready for takeoff. I verbalize every single one out loud, even if someone's there in the co-pilot with me.
Okay.
I let them know. I said I will be speaking my entire routine out loud.
Okay. Okay. So you've done this. You've flown hundreds of times.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what's the first three things you say to yourself when you get inside the cockpit?
I say this is going to be a great flight. So I do a little bit of an affirmation,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
If I have a passenger, I go through a brief checklist. I just kind of brief them on what to expect. And then I take out my checklist and I go through every line on the checklist out loud. Cabin door secured, the tank's in the right position. We got our landing gear down. We got you right. And I say it out loud because it's too important to miss. It's too important to miss one step.
Right. Okay. All right. So let's backtrack to when you talk to yourself, you do something maybe that's not up to par for yourself, and you basically stop yourself and say, "Hey, why'd you do that? What's going through your head? Where are you?" So you're focusing yourself back into whatever you're talking about. Okay. I just read something today, and it was basically about when you talk to yourself. This is what the gist of it was. When you talk to yourself, talk to the good side of you. Talk to the better side of you. spend the energy and the time thinking about how can I better myself? How am I going to uplift myself? The positives rather than, you crazy, what's wrong with you? Or even, going into gossip. Oh, she thinks this because she thinks that, or I think this because she thinks that, or which you don't know. So the idea, what I had read, was to talk to your higher self. There you go.
And I am hard on myself in a positive way. For example, why did you do that? You're such an I can't, you're so much better than that. You didn't have to do it that way. You could have done it the right way. Like, so there's that positive, like, you're better than this attitude when I do talk to myself in that way. So I agree with you 100%.
Okay. So do you find yourself talking to yourself when you're by yourself or when you're around others?
Mostly when I'm by myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you talk to things, objects?
Constantly. Yes, I do. Especially technology.
Okay. All right.
I have all the patience in the world for people. I have very little patience for inanimate objects.
So what was the last thing you said to an inanimate object?
And there's no doubt it was my phone or my computer. And it was something that it was supposed to do something I told it to do, and it didn't do it. And I don't put up with that.
Okay. So I'm going to throw something at you. Next time, that was a bad throw. The next time you start talking to your computer or your phone, remember what you say. And just try it. Just try it. I haven't tried it yet, but you made me think of it just now. Think of what you're saying to your computer or your phone, you're saying to yourself.
Oh boy. Okay. But you haven't tried this yet.
I will laugh at the stupid things that I do. That's where I'll go. My impatience or my getting mad, I immediately, if I do, boom, I immediately switch it. I don't like to spend a lot of time in the negative. That's just me. So what did I talk to? I was doing I don't even know. I don't remember. I did something stupid and I just I think I was looking at myself in the mirror and I hit myself with a comb or a brush, something. I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, I do that all the time, constantly. When I try and comb my hair, it sucks. I know what you mean.
And I immediately looked at myself in the mirror and I started laughing. I made a face to myself. I'm talking to myself and I'm looking at myself. I made a face to myself, and after I made the face, I realized, oh my God, I'm looking at myself, making faces at myself, and that's kind of ridiculous. So then I just started laughing, and of course my mirror reflection laughed, and laughter is contagious, so I ended up laughing.
So everybody was laughing.
Everybody in my house was laughing at that time.
Except for the comb.
Yes, the comb was not laughing. That was an inanimate object. And I find myself going towards that route when I talk to myself. Okay, what am I going to do next? I'm going to go pot the tree plants out at the potting bench out front. What I'm going to do next? I'm going to go down to the lake and I'm going to put up the shower hook so people can put, their towels on it. So and sometimes I just think it. Sometimes I say it. Now, this is where I want to get to is when you're talking to yourself, is that more powerful than when you're thinking to yourself?
Absolutely.
Really?
Good. More energy.
Declaration.
Yes, there's more energy behind it. There's more intention. There's more intention to speaking something out loud, to verbalizing it, than to thinking it. Of course.
So, okay. So what you're saying, and we can basically only have one thought in our mind at a time. I mean, we're not data from Star Trek where we can listen to 5 symphonies at the same time. So if we are verbalizing something positive, we're not going to be thinking something negative at the same time. So when we declare it, that is what we're declaring. That's all of our energy and effort into that.
It's like a
Mm.
leash that brings us back to the present. It doesn't let our mind wander. It doesn't let us get distracted. That's why it's so powerful to verbalize, because it brings you into the present. It brings you back to where you're supposed to be.
So you have a leash for your mind? Is that what you're saying?
That's one of them. I'm sure there are plenty of leashes.
You keep that leash, you know, focused on your mind. Okay. So, so then let's go further. Then if the leash is there and it's always there, whenever we want it, we have to be aware of the leash to pull us back. If we stay in the present all the time, do we ever get anything done besides being in the present? Ooh, that's a good question too, by the way. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm
But
talking to myself.
yeah,
Excuse
that's
me
true.
while I
You
talk
are.
to
This is good.
myself.
I'm not going to interrupt you doing that. Uh, no, how about instead of leash, think of it like a balloon with a tether. The balloon, our mind is like the balloon. It goes wherever it wants. The wind's blowing, it goes this way, but we always have it tethered. We never want to let it fully go. So we can reel it back in. We can always know where it is.
Mhm.
Let's use that. I think it's a better analogy than a leash. Leash just sounds kind of like you're
Controlling. Well, I mean, it does sound controlling.
controlling, yes, but it just sounds so rough. Like you're just overbearing a leash. Like you're not free. No, the balloon can go where it wants. It could float back and forth and bob up and down, right? But we
Mhm.
never lose track of it. We never want to completely let it go because then we lose our mind. When your red balloon takes off, that's it. It's over,
Yep.
baby. Or pops. Don't pop
Banks.
it. I'm Josh.
Odd places going viral.
Viral.